On today's episode of That Was Us, we're diving into Season 4, Episode 6, The Club. Randall struggles to navigate his identity and get Jack to understand his perspective. Kate and Toby make time to work on their marriage, while Kevin spends time with Cassidy and Nicky as his uncle's court date draws near.
Oh, boy.
Hello, friends.
What's going on?
Here we are. Hello.
About to get into it. Hello.
Nailed it. And that was another good episode of That Was Us.
They
Thanks.
tricked
See you
me
next
into
week.
saying-
Yeah.
This is 406.
Yes.
We're talking about the club.
I'm talking a lot about it.
There's a lot of excitement, but before we get to the club, I want to talk about like what life is like for married people after they have a baby.
You want to get right to it?
Yeah.
Because that's where
how
this
the
episode
episode
that's what
starts.
this episode starts.
Let's get
with.
right to it.
So talk to me a little bit about Toby. We start with a little Toby sextage.
Yes.
Sex montage
Yeah.
throughout the
Finally.
years.
Finally.
A Kate and Toby sex montage.
Yeah, but also like acknowledging how horny Toby is.
He's been
Yes.
Randy from the jump.
Yeah, from
a real
the jump.
problem.
Yeah.
Problematic almost.
It's not problem. I think being hot for your partner is
Yes.
a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
it's great.
Yes, correct.
You know what I'm saying? You interpreting that in what way? What's the negative
I
part
just
of
all
that?
the jokes early on about Toby pulling up a dolphin sex video on their first day. You know him.
What a smooth move.
But
hiding,
maybe that's his
pornography
thing.
on his camera. Yeah.
He
That's his
doesn't.
kink.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to Pornhub.
And again, I'm saying there's a problem. You're saying there's not? It's a different topic.
Oh, man.
But they've had this child,
Yeah,
and the sexuality
Yes.
has fizzled.
things have started to wane a little bit, and I'm curious before we go. God, this is so. Somebody framed it this way. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this. That like it actually takes like 12 months really to sort of grow a baby, but the first 9 months or so happen to be inside of a mother's body, and the last 3 months because like most other mammals,
Yeah.
they come out and they walking, they're keeping up with everybody, et cetera, except for us, we're not that good.
Right.
We're weak. We can't roll over anything like that.
Right.
So it's like you're still actively sort of growing a baby. You know,
Yeah.
you can say
Outside
even
the
for like
womb.
Yeah.
outside the womb,
Yes.
right? But for dads, right? Now this is like the moment where we're gonna have like empathy for moms and dads who are new parents, right? Moms are now, their bodies have a function that up until this point it did not,
Mhm.
right? Like I have to feed this child, right? Like, and this is what my body is for,
Right.
Mhm.
right? This is the primary purpose
Right.
for this right now. Whereas husbands were like, oh, I thought it was for this fun thing that we used to do and share with one another and grow close and connect, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And both things can be true, although the primary is the primary because this baby can't do anything for
Mhm.
itself.
Yeah.
And you have to necessarily learn how to take a back seat. And the empathy for dads is, we still love you.
Yeah. And you're still human.
We still
and you
wanna
still have
connect.
needs.
We still want to be with you and share that specialness that we once had with each other as well. And so
Totally.
like does one have to end because something else begins? So I'm curious from a mom's perspective, insight, thoughts. Because I'll say this, when it came up to 6 weeks, because everybody knows 6 weeks is you got to heal.
Yeah.
You
You
got
gotta
to take
heal.
time. You can't just be forcing yourself up
Yeah.
on nobody. But I remember when Sterling Brown said to Ryan Michelle Bethay, he said, you know, it's been 6 weeks. And she said, and?
Mhm.
And I was like, well,
You didn't even have to tell her. A little alarm went off on your phone.
Yeah, it was
like, did-did-dip,
it was like
did-did-dip,
gong,
did-did-dip.
gong, 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 gong. We going to get it on. And she was like, "What's that alarm for?"
right. I
You're
was
like,
no,
"Oh,
never
it's
mind.
my
I was
6-week alarm."
Yeah. Get to take this boot off soon. Anyway, do you have any thoughts?
I
on that
mean,
whole
my
thing?
thoughts are just like, I absolutely have empathy for dads.
Yeah.
And also recognize that, like, in my experience, it was the furthest thing from my
Sure.
mind.
Yep.
It is, you're chemically in brand new territory,
Yeah.
hormonally,
Yeah.
all the things. It's like you are just, and with each subsequent child, even though you know what to expect,
Yeah. It's still
it is
coming.
like, it is just not top of mind.
Yep.
But also recognizing that that form of intimacy is consequential. It is essential
Sure.
to keep that connection alive.
Yeah.
and figuring out how to navigate that together so everybody's needs are being met is important, because it's like you need to be in partnership.
Yes.
As parents, as a couple, like it's all important, but it's all valid. Everyone's going to feel differently. And it's like, there's a different timeline for everybody when you get back to that place. But it's important to get back to that place. And in this episode, when Toby's like, it's been
9
weeks
months.
and you look at me.
Yeah. 9 months and like 23 days or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
The question is, how do you do it?
9 months and 23 days.
That's
like,
right.
That's
How do you do it?
I love that we all
That's
wrote
the
it
question.
down.
How do you do it?
it?
The answer is nobody knows.
I think you do it by doing it.
Easy.
Like, and I mean that sincerely.
Like, you just have to do it.
Rip the Band-Aid off type of thing.
That's what I kept saying.
Yeah, like, even if it's not something that you're like excited about or what, it's like, I think you just have to like show your body again, like, this is what we do. This is,
Right. So
here is my body, broken for you.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. All right, so now take it into Toby for us, big dog. Like, what was going on for you guys navigating this particular storyline?
Yeah, I mean, it was the frustrations. You know, it was the beginning of the end, like the very early beginnings of the end for Kate and Toby. Right? We knew.
You think it starts?
No, we knew. At this point, we knew.
Oh, they
that
told
this
you.
is where we were heading.
Oh, really? You and Chrissy knew?
Okay.
Oh, dang.
And so it definitely created a different vibe.
Did it really?
Yeah. Yeah, because the sadness or whatever, you know, because Chrissy Metz has all these feelings that she has such
she can't help
immediate access to, right?
Yeah. I bet she'd be like, oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris.
But also not. Like, like trying to like not do that. And so it was just, it would make those moments really actually awkward, you know, and uncomfortable and like, you know, it just started to get uncomfortable.
But also like, it is so hard to be a new parent.
Yeah. It is.
It is so physically, emotionally, soul taxing in every way, in ways you never could have imagined.
Right.
And so watching this, it's like, it's just this instant reminder of like, everyone's exhausted. They're like hanging on by a thread.
Yep.
And the least little thing like sets you off.
Yeah. And there is some semblance of that translated into the acting of it too, because we were first-time parents on TV, like first time with a baby, first time with a baby actor.
Yeah.
So everything was complicated by the crying or the baby and
their schedule. They can only work for like 2 hours
and the
a day.
stress of having to take care of this person while you're delivering lines and like all these things. And so there was a little bit of that translated over from the first-time parents into the actual performance of it. But
it is, I'm so happy that like we get a chance to visit this episode as parents. Like I'm so like we had done it then. I was like, oh guys, there's so many things. And now I just look in your eyes and you're like, we
get it.
We get it.
Yeah.
Right? And because the montage ends with like, promise we'll always be hot for each other. And you're like, oh, that's so sweet. What a sweet and thoughtful sentiment. Like that's the ultimate what you want. And then it smash cuts to a baby crying.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that's like an aphrodisiac. Like
it's that same thing too of like parents look at like kids that are wild and running around and it's like, it's never going to be like that for us. Our kids are not going to be like that.
Yeah. To smash
it's a
cut
lie you have to tell yourself.
To Kate saying, not if you paid me in gold.
There you go. There you go. So then we go, Toby. Tobe's trying to get rid of some clothes that don't fit anymore.
Yeah.
And this was such a wonderfully nuanced thing.
Totally.
Because it wasn't like on the nose, like outspoken and whatnot, but like she's like, you're going to get rid of those pants? Those are your favorite pants. Why are you getting rid of them?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm wondering if there's more in the script that possibly went away, but I'm curious. And you're like, well, like I don't fit them anymore. Like, you know, I don't need them, so I just get rid of them. And she's like, makes a thing out of it, like, don't get rid of those. That's and you have like a clocking of it. And then that's when you tell her, like, you know, I tell you what, something that hasn't been happening around this house for the past 9 months and 23 days. And like, we need to connect.
Yeah.
We need to do something. Like, listen, your mom, your stepdad are out here. Like, let's put them to good use. Let's find some time for just the two of us. And let's let's do this thing, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, daddy, I'll make it do what it do. So then Kate, she's getting her sexy back. Like we see her, she's got a nice little negligee on or whatnot. She comes out of this bathroom. We're in a hotel, I believe.
Yeah.
There's rose petals leading to a svelte Tobias, like who is ready to go. Right? He disrobes. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the clipping of the hair.
There was no clipping of the hair in this episode.
There's no clipping. That was full hair.
It was. So I as soon as this episode came on, I was like, oh no, not this episode.
Why?
Because something in the schedule shifted, and when I showed up to work that day, I was like, oh no, today's the day for this scene where I'm shirtless.
Yeah.
And I haven't trimmed my chest hair.
It still looks
I haven't shaved my back. Like, listen, I know. Listen, you guys. Listen,
listen, I understand.
I get it. But also, like, it was.
We're all allowed to have our things.
It was full Magnum PI, like unaddressed, all natural.
Listen. There are men like Taylor Goldsmith who see that and feel represented.
Good.
You know?
Is he full?
He's
like
full.
Grizzly Bear.
I mean, he was like, he has like a little bit of a beard right now. He's like, I wish I could grow a cool guy beard, but I just grow like uncle beard. Like it's just like thick.
No. He
like
needs
like
to come
16,
over.
he could like just
shape it.
grow a beard 16. Like that.
We need to shape it.
Yeah.
He needs to topiary his face.
Topiary his face.
We could shape it into this is a wonderful palette, his beard.
Yeah. Agreed. I agree.
It's incredible. I've got some photos of the last time he shaved his beard. Remember the big one?
He sent like.
And I was like, he sent
like progress photos to Chris of like shaving the beard
He's like,
down.
I'm going to shave. I'm like, well, don't shave it.
Yeah.
You've got to do the thing. He shaved this one and gave himself the big Civil War. Mutton chops.
Yeah.
And that, it was great. It was great.
There's to your point though, so because I don't want to minimize that. Anytime you have to take your clothes off on camera,
I was panicking too because I did not have clippers in my This is now I have clippers in my dressing room.
You keep them there, in case.
I keep them there.
Stay ready. And
I
gotta
felt
get ready.
too embarrassed to go into the hair and makeup trailer and be like, "Hey, do you mind?"
Really, season 4?
Yeah.
You weren't like Zoe. Come on.
No. I was, but
Sully.
After that, I did have somebody in a makeup trailer shave my back once because I was like, "Oh shit!" Today, do you mind giving me?
He hit this real quick.
Yeah, and I will say, and part of it is seeing it. I'm like, "Come on, bro, give it a little shape." But another part of it is, and this is the old world of social media. But I did catch a social media comment from somebody about the episode with the vomiting emoji.
Come on.
And it sticks.
Yeah,
it sticks. You don't want it to stick, but it sticks.
That is silly about body hair. Like, come on.
Anyways.
I know.
I wasn't enjoying.
So may that be a lesson to all of us out there.
There's a PSA, man. Like, we're people.
Humans.
Everyone is a person, as it turns out.
We're just people. And sometimes folks think because we're on camera or what have you that like we're above something.
We see those comments.
We see the comments and like, please believe.
That's coming from somebody who doesn't read comments.
Listen, but we are probably most critical of ourselves than you. So then if you say something, just be nice.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Like if you were on camera and you had to do the same thing, what types of things would you like to hear? And if you don't have something nice to say, just keep it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but like we're just people. And for every negative comment that you hear, you need to hear about 10, 12, 15 in order to offset that one. This is just why they tell actors, don't read the reviews.
Yeah.
Because the only ones you're going to remember are the ones that are bad.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like you think you're doing something fun or cute in the anonymous sort of sanctity of your home. It's like, we still people. So I just want to say, like, I feel like I take good care of myself and I try to be in shape.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like to eat before I take my shirt off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's shoot this thing as early as possible.
Yeah.
Let me know so I can eat food.
Yeah.
Because when I eat food, I get a little bloat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to give you the sexiest version of Brown that I got.
Yeah.
people, man. I'm sorry you had to see that,
That's
bro.
all right.
Yeah, me
It's okay.
too.
But it's also the perfect kind of like setup for the two of them, where it's just like they're in this bedroom.
Yeah.
And they're trying to like get it going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's not going.
And it turns out that like we think he's stoked and ready. And what I thought was a post-coital scene for a sec, it turns out that there was
He had a failure to launch.
He had a tough time.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Getting the sailor to
Not
salute.
bricked.
9, 8, reset the clock.
7,
8, 9, 10, 11.
And he's sort of just laying out. Was like, what was the initial reason that you give for the failure?
cares?
Got a lot on your mind.
Got a lot on my mind.
I had a lot on my mind.
You know, and she's like, okay, that's cool. She gets up to go do something, and you say, it was the pants. And she's like, what do you mean? And what did you mean by that, sir?
It was the what do you mean by me keeping the pants? Do you not have faith that I will keep the weight off?
Mhm.
Or are you hoping that I don't?
Mhm.
Why are we keeping these pants that don't fit?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
And
Yeah.
then there was an added sort of thing, and I knew you would take it personally if you thought I didn't, and that just kind of made it
Yeah.
worse,
Yeah.
right?
The reverse side of it is, you know, it was something that he was assuming. He was assuming all these things instead
Yeah.
of just talking about it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he just takes the pants, throws them back in the closet, which is also a Chris Sullivan thing. Fine, I'll just keep them. I throw in towels all the time, and it's not healthy. But it's like, great, yeah, keeping the pants, good. Keep the pants, happy. Can we be done talking about this?
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, another lesson I've learned from Tobias.
More That Was Us after this short break.
There's something about crisp fall weekends. Football on TV, cozy meals, trips to see friends.
Exactly. An Airbnb is my go-to when looking for a perfect spot for a family getaway. The places you find on Airbnb are always warm and inviting and have space for everyone to relax.
Now that we're traveling with a full family,
Yeah.
whenever we go visit friends, the way I search on Airbnb is I put in our friend's address.
Oh,
And just find what's closest.
And
to
like,
I
and
love
see
that.
what's closest. And
It's brilliant.
sometimes we can find stuff within like a block. And then it
Yeah.
just feels like we kind of live in the neighborhood.
I
and
love
you get
that
to like
idea.
kind of like fantasize about like, what if we were neighbors?
That is a
kinda
great travel
fantastic.
hack.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that.
Listen, and while you're away, you can host your home on Airbnb. Hosting doesn't have to be complicated. It can fit right into your life.
Yeah, even if it's just a guest room or a few nights here and there, it all adds up.
Yeah.
Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host. I love when furniture feels like it was made for you. Article makes it so easy to build a home that's stylish, practical, and actually lasts.
Exactly, Mandy Moore. The curated collections, whether they be mid-century modern, Scandi, coastal, are designed to mix and match. So even if your style isn't one note, everything still looks like it belongs together.
Like if you want to get a good idea of how different styles of furniture go together, check us out on Spotify on the video because all the furniture on this set
Is article.
is
All
article.
The bookshelf, the couch, these
Boom,
chairs, the
boom.
side tables.
Just goes
Gorgeous.
together
I love them.
like
And
that.
they all go together.
They all
Yes,
go
sir.
together and they're warm. I feel like we're in someone's living room.
Mhm. And the quality is real. You notice it as soon as it arrives. The weight, the craftsmanship, even how carefully it's packaged.
Plus fast, affordable shipping across the US and Canada, and the option to add assembly. That's a lifesaver, especially with young ones running around the house who need your attention at all times.
Tell me about it. And if you need advice or have a question or need help with your design choices, their customer care team is there 7 days a week, even offering free interior design support. And with their 30-day satisfaction guarantee, there's no stress. If you're not completely in love, they'll make it right.
Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/TWU, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/TWU for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
There's a little, I don't want to miss this joke because before she recommends, like, how about we watch a little Turner Classic Movies? And you're like, oh yeah, TCM always does it. So we're watching a little North by Northwest. And at the end of it, the train is going into the tunnel, and Tobes has a quip.
Which is penis and vagina.
What's
right?
I know.
That's
even
what
the
they
train's
mean.
getting some.
Even the tunnels.
tunnel.
Oh,
Even
sorry,
the
the tunnel, yeah.
Or
Even
the train,
getting some.
depending on your perspective.
Yeah.
I guess they're both, even the tunnel and the train are considering each other.
Yeah.
And so they go back. Oh yeah. I know what you're thinking. Even the tunnel's getting laid. That's what it is. And she asks, "Are you still attracted to me?" Like that's not like, because I think that like your massive weight loss and like she just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like having those two things happen simultaneously. Because she asked before, like, can we like turn the lights down or whatnot? And so the idea of being seen by you right now doesn't feel like the easiest thing. Right?
She asks him this once they're back home, right? This is in the living room.
Yeah.
And I think what proceeds in the next 2 or 3 lines is 2 or 3 of the hardest lines of dialogue that I had in the entire.
Give it to me.
I don't even remember what they were, but it was all of his hyper-sexualized poetry about his loins.
It was good.
But it was like, all right, how do you deliver these? How do you...
You did it, sir.
How do you drop in?
But you know what? You made it look easy if it was difficult, because you were just sort of reaffirming to your wife that I will always think that you are desirable.
Yes.
I will always want to be with you in the most, like, it's not just your mind, it's not just your heart, it is you. All of you is something that I crave.
Yes.
Right? And you did it in a poetic and beautiful way, but in an, unabashedly, like, never doubt the way that I feel about you is not going anywhere. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts that you can give to your wife, especially right after they have a baby.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you give yourself some credit. You found it, and it played.
I just remember when they came up, I was like, oh, I remember this day. I remember this day and this language. And it was not just like flowery, but it was like complicated. It was like alliteration, and I do remember having a hard time getting it out, and us getting into a little bit of the giggles over.
Gotcha.
All the loin talk.
There was a lot of lusty loin talk.
Lusty loins and alliteration.
Yeah, but then she, because they come home, right before that happens, things are a little icy, etc. And she goes into the bedroom. She comes back out, and she's got some scissors, and she's cutting the pants up. Yeah, turns out it's the wrong pair of pants. Yeah, but you understand where she was coming from. You know what I'm saying? And you guys were able to find that thing. Yeah. Is that where that ends?
They decide to go get it on.
I'm happy. Yeah, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. God, and you guys speak to it. That time right after the baby, Joe, that's just tough. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You are tired. You are taxed. You're like, how come they're not doing this? How come you're not doing this or whatnot? Like, it is learning to have grace for one another and for yourself in that time is massive. There's too many couples that break up.
I know.
In that period of time.
I know.
Our therapist told us.
I remember.
2 years.
Yeah.
Just in the first 2 years, don't do anything or say anything stupid. Yeah. Just let it be. Right. Because those first 2 years are like the levels of divorce in the first 2 years of a newborn are like through the roof. Sure. Because everyone's, you think everything's broken. You think nothing is repairable. You don't know who this person is.
How it's going to be forever.
This is how it's going to be forever.
What did you do?
So,
who'd you partner up with? The parent. Yeah.
And it was difficult for us with Bear because we were going through that also during the pandemic. Right. So on top of being new parents, we were like in each other's face 24 hours a day.
What are you doing here? I don't know. What are you doing?
I guess I'll go.
I can't leave.
I guess I'll go in the other room, and then I'll come back to this room at 2:00 for our 2:00 argument that we have in this room about the same thing every day. But it was easier with Aoife to just be like, oh, here we are again. Okay. Just let it be.
Gotcha.
Just, you're there, I'm here. And that's fine.
We'll do it. We can figure this out.
It's also fine if you just are over there.
Totally.
And I'm over here.
Sure.
Let's just let that be until we can get some sleep.
Amen. Sleep does a lot.
Just take it easy in those first 24 months. Let it be. Take a break.
I'm breathing for all the new parents.
Take a breath. Pause.
We've been there.
We all are.
We've been
Pause.
there. Man, you want to talk a little bit about Jack and Rebecca back in the day?
Yeah, I know. What's tricky about this episode is I had to write present past and past.
Yeah.
Just because we have Jack and Rebecca during their courtship.
Sure. Right.
And then we have Jack and Rebecca when the kids are 12, 11.
Right. Yeah.
So they're Jack and Rebecca are hot and heavy, and just sort of I think like the mirror to Kate and Toby, and I think Rebecca tells Jack that he wants to do something. Anyway,
he wants to make love again.
Oh yes, and I have to go to brunch.
Gotta go have brunch with my mom.
With my mom.
And then he's like, "Well, that's a mood killer."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you invite him to come along, and he's like, I don't know if your parents are like that into me. Yeah. He doesn't tell you he had told you. Did he tell you about the dad?
No. But he just sort of hinted like, I don't think your parents really approve of me.
Right.
I'll drop you off over there.
Right.
And he says something like, there's no such thing as a free lunch or something. I don't know. He made some comment
something
about,
like that. You guys go to the Malones. Dad invites Jack to golf. Jack tries to politely pass.
No, thanks.
And Rebecca's like, this could be a good way for you guys to like get to know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
And he rethinks it. He rethinks it and agrees to go play golf.
He agrees to go. And then they wind up going to the club.
The club. Lots of people at the club.
The country club.
Yeah.
Country club.
Country club. They're at the club, and it turns out there's a dress code for the club.
Yeah.
And Mr. Malone is very nice. He's like, look, man, we got to get you in proper gear so we can get you out here on this course. And he's like, oh, it's okay. I don't need anything. He's like, no, it's my treat. He's like, don't sweat it. Like, I think throughout this episode, there is this sort of common theme of like Jack learning to receive and being comfortable with that. And I don't ever think he actually gets to a place of comfort in that storyline. But maybe he learns something that he can sort of pass on to his son.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, they need a fourth, right? Jack's wearing clothes that are very un-Jack, right? Yeah. And he feels and looks like a fish out of water, right? His golf game is so-so. And but I will say that Dad is always trying to make him feel included.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He's talking to his buddies about like, he's got a buddy who's in construction and does things. And he's like, well, maybe you should meet with Jack and you guys can do stuff. And he's like, no, that's okay. Like every time.
Jack sort of shuts him down.
Every time Jack sort of shuts him down, right?
And you see him start to have a couple cocktails on the course too.
He does.
He feels incredibly uncomfortable. And it's like every time we see him, there's another gin and tonic in his hands.
Yeah. Yes. Notices how much he drank. Jack says he's fine. Doesn't know how to receive help. And he says, Mr. Malone, I see it all so clearly. Question, do you see it for yourself? So they're talking about, do you see yourself here? He's like, when my daughter gets married, right, she'll do it at our church. And then we'll have a reception, and the reception will be here, and I can see myself having to dance and doing all these things with her, et cetera. And my question to you is, do you see yourself here? Right? And Jack is 3 sheets. Like, and I gotta give credit to Ventimiglia, who does not drink. He landed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, bro, your impression is awful. You're making a terrible impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, just say thank you. Very considerate of you to do that. But like his sort of macho was frustrating.
That default is very frustrating.
Very, very frustrating, right? And he's like, well, I'm glad, I'm the one who drove. It looks like he's like, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so, and he tells him this whole thing about, I see it happening to you. So they wind up getting back to the house. And Jack's like, you know what? I'm going to marry your daughter. And we're going to have a family and have lots of kids and everything like that. And the question is, do you see yourself there? And right before, then comes in Rebecca. And he falls, right? Did he stumble?
Well, he's walking up the front steps and Dad follows in and says, you'll never be good enough for her.
Boom.
And he turns around.
Say it again.
Yeah. Yeah, he turns around and like prompts him, like, say it again. And you're like, oh, shit. Is Jack gonna beat up Rebecca's dad?
Man, can I say something? Fuck is wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are you talking to? The woman that you love and you want to marry? Like, you go, an old man?
It's the power of alcohol. Yeah. But also, her dad says, "There he is."
Yeah, he does. That's right.
Which puts a little bent on
Yeah.
all of the other like inclusion type stuff where you're like, he also is fully aware of Jack's
He was fully
type.
waiting. He was waiting for this moment and for him to reveal himself.
Yeah, and pushing him. You should get a better job. Maybe you should talk to this guy. Get it. Like pushing him because he knows it makes him uncomfortable.
Yeah,
sure.
He knows the golf makes him uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because they were just going to go hit some balls at the driving range.
Right. That's
and
right.
Instead,
and then he accepts a foursome.
Yeah.
And he knows that's going to up the uncomfortability.
Right.
And he's just trying to push this guy to his limit, trying to push him and push him and push him until finally it just goes, not good enough. Hey, not good enough.
Jack is about to wallop him.
Yeah.
When Rebecca is like, Jack, Dad, like what? And
then he falls.
And then he sort of stumbles. And Rebecca's like, we should get you home. Like you're not okay.
Yeah.
And she just sort of like lovingly takes Jack and kind of breezes past her dad.
Yeah.
Like I think she loves her dad, but also knows like her dad is a tough customer, just like her mom.
Yeah.
Like they're not easy people to be around.
It's a good storyline. Those two scenes, it was interesting to see Jack be, I don't even know if submissive is the right word, but like uncomfortable to the point of like he did not know what to do.
What to even say. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he normally has an answer or a fix or a workaround or something, but like that whole episode, he was just like
shut down.
Yeah.
It was like he turned to alcohol and that in turn like just shut everything down.
Yeah.
There was no momentum. So to sort of pivot to the
other Jack
present
and Rebecca,
past, to the more present past, we have
Randall needs to go to school early to see Mr. Lawrence.
Yep.
So Mr. Lawrence is the African-American teacher at school that Randall's been talking a lot about. They've been connecting. He wants to go to school early so they could spend some time. I think he's assigned him a book to read and just sort of like I think he's been sort of like what we understand is sort of serving as a stopgap to give him a sense of identity and culture that he may not have been receiving within his household.
family, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He doesn't really realize that he's not receiving it.
This is true.
In his household.
That's right, because
until this moment.
There you go. His dad drops him off,
introduces him,
and he's like, I'm Randall's dad, and he's like, oh, you see a look on his face, a dawning of like, one of these things is not like the other.
Right.
You, sir, are Caucasian. and he's meeting Mr. Lawrence for the first time, too, because I don't think he knew that Mr. Lawrence was African American.
No, I don't think anybody had any knowledge of who the other was.
So now both of them are having like, I get it.
Oh, it makes sense. An aha moment.
This is why Randall's talking about Mr. Lawrence so much. And Mr. Lawrence realizing why Randall is so attached to everything he has to offer.
Yeah. And he's I wrote, Jack may be a little intimidated.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I think there's this idea, and we probably feel it as parents just in general, but more acutely in this particular sense, am I everything that I need to be for my kids?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Jack and Randall watching Tiger Woods at home. Mm-hmm. And dad invites him to go do a round of golf because Mr. Lawrence says this, Mr. Lawrence says that, Mr. Lawrence says that Tiger Woods is going to be the next so-and-so. Yeah. He says I could be like the next, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But Mr. Lawrence is coming up a lot. Yeah. He's like, oh, you're watching Tiger Woods?
Let's go golfing together.
Let's go golfing. You want to golf? He's like, yeah, sure. That'd be great, right? Short story. Just side note, went to Stanford University along with Tiger Woods, who was also in my class. Turns out he did not graduate, not smart enough, I think. No, not at all. He turned pro. He turned pro because he was the greatest golfer of his generation and made...
Of all time?
I said of his generation. Some people will dispute of all time because there's some Nicholas people, there's some Palmer people.
Does he not have the most? I don't know. I don't know all the numbers.
So he had an historic run. What Tiger Woods was like one of the greatest runs of all time. Then something happened. And then he did not have his mini.
Got it.
Yeah. So Jack's curious and whatnot. So they go out to the golf course and we see him on the putting green. And they're both pretty good putters. right? We see them both sort of drop their putts, and they're having conversation. Again, Mr. Lawrence is coming up. He says, Tiger Woods is breaking down all kinds of barriers, just like Jackie Robinson. He says, I'm breaking down barriers at school. Like, I'm the first black kid to ever be on the debate team. He's like, oh, really? I didn't know that, man. Congratulations. And it's either in this part or the next one is where they are talking, and Jack is sort of saying, like, I understand kind of what it's like to feel on the outside, like,
I never felt accepted at a country club.
I never felt accepted at a country club like this. And Randall sort of looks at him like, okay, right? And he's like, what, bud? Like, what's going on, And I don't know if it's in this one or in the next one, but he said, Dad, like...
In the next scene, yeah.
In the next scene, still on the golf course or what have you, Jack says something to the effect that he doesn't see color. Like, I just see...
Well, Randall says, like, I think there's a difference in what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about how you never felt uncomfortable, or you never felt comfortable being on the course, and I would have not been allowed on the course at all.
Yeah.
And then that's when Jack says, like, with you, I see my son, I don't see color.
Yeah.
And Randall says, well, then you don't see me, Dad.
Right. This is the first time, like, so chronologically, this would be the first time that this conversation would have happened. But in the narrative of the show, outside of the monument of Vietnam, like, Jack sort of tells him again, like, I understand what it's like to feel like an outsider, right? And to come back from the war and not be sort of received, et cetera. And I have to applaud him for attempting to find points of commonality. And I think what Randall was ultimately looking for is that, like, yes, but at the end of the day, you're never going to quite understand what it's like inside my skin.
Right.
Yeah.
He's looking for that acknowledgement that we were talking about last episode, where it's like, I don't need you to understand.
Right.
I need you to acknowledge that you can't understand.
Yeah. And so, like, there's also a conversation between, I don't know if this is at the end of this or not, when Jack and you guys are talking about, because Randall also asks him,
why
how
did
come
we
stop
the dojo?
Stop going to the dojo, right? Like, he's like, because you didn't want to. You said you weren't into martial arts that much. He's like, yeah, but you don't let me stop soccer. You're not letting me stop this golf thing, but you let me stop that, right? And you're like, as an audience, as a black audience member, I was like, well, Jack, how are you going to answer this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even Jack, you see later on, goes to his wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, did we let that go too easily?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there something about it that made us
feel threatened?
Uncomfortable?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, wow, what an amazing and interesting conversation that you have to have with yourself parenting a black child and not being black. Like, and I applaud the show for showing it, right? Because these are things that you would have no reason to think about until you had to think about them. And I think it's just like the nature of the world. I had a friend of mine tell me one time, and we were on Army Wives at the time. He's like, why do you always talk about, black and white, dude? Like, why does everything that you say has to do, like, well, as a black man, as a black da-da-da-da? He's like, why can't we just be people? And I was like, dude, I see where you're coming from, and you're very, very sweet and very, very thoughtful, but I don't have a choice. And I think that's what it is. When you live in this world, right, as a minority, as a disenfranchised, I don't know exactly the word, marginalized person, you have to understand your perspective and the majority perspective, right? So women understand what it's like to live in a man's world, right? Because they make the rules. If you're black, you understand what it's like to live in a white world. If you are LGBTQ+, you understand what it's like to live in a heteronormative world because you have to. But unless you actively say to yourself, as somebody who is on top of that sort of hierarchy, I wonder what it must be like to be like this person. There's no reason for you to. Like, an empathy is a skill that is practiced. Like, you have to, like, actively engage, right? And so what I enjoyed about this is that, like, you see the Pearsons being like, oh, shit. Like, these are important questions and things that we have sort of, like, been blind to, that we gotta sort of come up with answers.
Yeah, I wrote that. I was like, you see two parents grappling with, what did I write? Yeah, with their responsibility in honoring.
Yeah.
Randall.
Right?
Yeah. So
a couple things happened at the end of that episode, which are really cool in this storyline, is that Dad takes him back to school. He says to Mr. Lawrence, he's like, hey, man, if my son is coming to you with like big questions or something, I'd appreciate a heads up. I think it was a heads up or something.
Simple heads up to his parents.
Simple heads up. Got it. Right? In a very sort of like...
pointed way.
Yeah. Like, okay, sure, it's all simple. That. He goes, you know what? Why don't you come to the house? We'll have you and your wife over for dinner. And it's a challenge that's sort of being laid down in the midst of the invitation. He's like, yeah, I'll come. No problem, right? It's like, you want to do this? We can do this. And both men, you can see, have like, are sort of like digging their heels into the ground in the name of civility. Right? And then there's the part about talking to his son about the game of golf itself before we even get to it. He's like, listen, I missed out on this whole thing. But this is the sport where business and deals get made. And you are going to be an important man. So sometimes you have to play up to the level of competition. Sometimes you have to play down to the level of competition. But you need to know how to function within this milieu because this is where shit happens, right?
Which is an important thing, I think, to remember as we go through the other storylines in this episode. Like that sort of weaves into some of these other storylines. That to me was a big like, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah. It was a big shock.
It was a big shock. I was like, I totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a really beautiful, like, lesson that dad is imparting on his child.
Totally.
More That Was Us after these words from our sponsors.
Parenting is hard enough. The last thing you need is a baby monitor that makes it harder. We've all had those that disconnect or crash or make you pay extra for features you thought were included. That is why Harbor is such a relief.
Harbor is designed to give you real peace of mind. The dedicated 10-inch monitor means you can always see your little one clearly without tying up your phone. And if you're away from home, you can still check in anytime through the app.
I love Harbor because I have had those experiences where you wake up in the middle of the night and the Wi-Fi has gone out and therefore so has the baby monitor and you are just consumed and racked with fear. Is everybody okay? Are you going to hear them crying? Harbor gives you absolute peace of mind. This doesn't even factor in anymore.
Right on. And get this, Harbor works with or without internet.
Exactly.
Just like you said. That means whether you're at home, at the grandparents', or even on a family trip, you can count on it. No complicated setup, just plug it in and go.
And for those exhausted nights, Harbor's smart audio filters out the background noise so you can only hear what matters, which means you might actually get a little sleep.
Come on.
Plus, it grows with your family. You can monitor up to 4 kids at once with custom sound thresholds. And there are never any subscription fees. Ever.
Restore your peace of mind with Harbor, the only baby monitor designed to never fail you. Plus, Harbor has a special deal for our listeners. Use code TWU or go to harbor.co/TWU for $50 off and experience the security every parent deserves. That's harbor.co/TWU. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th was World Mental Health Day. And so we would like to pause and recognize the people who make such a difference year-round. Therapists.
Behind every story of progress or healing, there is a therapist who asks the right question, offered a safe space, or help someone take the next step forward. Sometimes even one small moment in therapy can shift everything. It's why we are so grateful for the professionals who do this work every day, day in and day out.
I remember the first therapist I met with, I was still in undergrad. And I was dating Ryan at the time. And I was sort of just confused and bewildered as to how to make this relationship thing work. And he wound up telling me, he said, listen, you're clearly a very capable person and you've had a lot of success in your life. And the way in which you've navigated life to this point has been beneficial for you. So there's no need for you to abandon it. However, there are other people who are here as well that have navigated life in a very different way, that have had the same level of success. You trying something else does not diminish you. You're not going to lose anything if you try something different. So just sort of finding the common ground between you and your soon-to-be wife, who did not know, I did not know, whatnot, but I had to learn something else, and he gave me a perspective that I would not have had without professional help. Forever grateful.
BetterHelp has been helping people find that kind of support for over 12 years. connecting more than 5 million people worldwide with licensed therapists. With over 30,000 professionals on the platform, their matching process makes it easier to find the right fit.
And if it's not the right match, you can switch at any time. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward.
If you are ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TWU.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TWU.
Should we jump to...
Yes.
Okay,
Let's
we'll jump to
absolutely.
Randall.
We are in city council. Randall is talking to Jay Wan about how I keep sort of mucking it up with councilman. I can't remember his name. Elder black councilman. And so he's trying to figure out how to approach him to sort of ask forgiveness and see if he can sort of start talking about his...
because he wants
Wilkins.
to...
Wilkinson, thank you.
Wilkinson. He wants to pass like a food desert grocery store
Correct.
bill and...
Yeah, give people healthy options for the food in the neighborhood, right?
Randall's trying to get something he wants
from this councilman.
Yeah.
without playing their games.
Right. So he comes up to him and he says, gentlemen, like, it would be great if we could, reconnect or whatever. He's like, listen, man, I don't want to talk to you about any of that stuff. You keep blowing us off, et cetera. They're talking about golf, right? Randall overhears him talking about golf. He's like, look, I have an in at one of the premier courses in the area, so if you guys want to go check it out. And he's like, you would have an in, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm the carpetbagger who's all fancy and et cetera. It's like, listen, the offer stands. If you want to play, I can help you out. And they're like, well, how about now? And you see Randall just be like, oh, dude, this is not my game, necessarily, but sure, if you want to do it, let's go. Like, we need a fourth. So that he's invited now. He's in a golf foursome, right? They go to the club, and Randall's got all the gear, right? As opposed to Jack, who was not like, I got
Randall's
the cap,
decked out.
He's got the sweater vest. He knows how to, he looks the part.
Yeah.
Cannot golf. It looks like to save his life. Like
Terrible.
It almost looks like lawn bowling or something.
Yeah.
The ball just hit. And so they make fun of him, and he takes it square on the chin, right? After a few bad shots in a row, whatnot, at a certain point, Councilman's like, hey, man, you just need to slow down. Be easy on your backswing. Be easy on your follow through and see what happens. And you see Randall take his time. He comes with the shot. Boom. Drops on a green. He says, you know what, man? Slowing down helps a lot. Thank you very much, Councilman, right? Keeps walking on. I think he hits another shot, and the councilman starts to find
Giving
favor.
him coaching.
Yeah.
He's giving him some coaching, gives him another on his putt or something. He's like, oh man, that was really helpful. I appreciate it. So at one point where he was not seated next to Councilman Wilkinson, and at now point he's moved the person. I was like, Randall, come on, ride with me, right? So they're riding together. If the golf day finishes much better than it starts.
Yeah.
They're in the club. They're having a few drinks or whatnot. Randall has to pay up because he lost some money because they were, gambling on the holes. He's like, glad it wasn't as bad as it could have possibly been. Councilman, thank you for helping me out. Save me some cash. They talk about what brought them to the game in the first place. Councilman's dad would paint the house of a golf pro in exchange for lessons. Other people just watching Tiger Woods. Somebody's aunt taught him how to play. And so everybody has an affinity to this game, right? And Randall seems to be a little bit on the outside of that whole thing. But the councilman says to him, hey, listen, man, you want to talk about your food desert or whatnot? Come on to the house or to the office and I'll talk to you. And he's like, thanks, man, I appreciate it. So they're walking back to the cars.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
They're walking back to the cars. Everybody's saying goodnight, everything like that. And I'm gonna hold off. I'm not gonna let it go, but it did get me.
It got me too. Oh, it really got me.
Did it?
Yeah. When you start to put the pieces together, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
And you see Jack with little Lonnie, with little Randall, and
Yes.
they're he's explaining all of this. You either have to play up or play down.
Yeah.
All business is handled on the golf course or whatever. And then you see...
Niles Fitch.
Thank you.
I got you.
Then you see Niles, and he's continuing the tradition of he's at the putting. What is it? I don't know.
Driving range.
He's at the driving range.
Because at the very beginning, he says, I've only played Once.
Like once.
I've only played once in my
I've only
life.
played once.
And so you think you're watching
That's right.
the one time he played with his dad.
Yeah.
It's a game of not white men can't jump, but black men can't golf. And I'll just play into that for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the game he's playing.
And then
it turns out that Randall can like play.
He's a good golfer.
he's a really good golfer.
He's a good golfer. And you see all these practice swings and whatnot, and then you see Randall just go back. He unbuttons. Like he almost like Urkeled up on purpose. Like he buttoned the top
he
button.
played the part.
You see
Didn't
him
know how to wear it.
You know what I'm saying?
He
he totally unbuttons and he's just swinging and he's just enjoying himself.
Yeah. And it's
Right?
effortless and
Easy and fun. And like and then the last one where he turns, because like in the earlier in the episode is like, he seems to like the water because he keeps hitting the hazards or whatnot. And that's the way it was back in the day. Yeah.
Right.
Young
like father, like son.
Yeah. Lonnie was hitting it into the water until he could finally get it over and whatnot. And he says, "This one's for you, Pop." And he turns and he hits a shot and it drops right into the water. And then he takes the club and he puts it into his thing and walks off. And
yeah, it got me too. Phew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't expect that.
I completely forgot about that twist.
Yeah, me too.
it was really took a couple of lessons, like, because they were like, "Sterling, can you play?" And I was like, I can have a good swing from time to time. But I took a couple of lessons and I just started to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And just sort of like, there's the zen. You know, they always talk about golf and just sort of being in the moment. It's a great sport for just being in the moment. It's just a ball right there on the ground, you know, and you want to overhit it initially. You want to muscle it. You want to do all these things. But like the club does all the work. And all you have to do is just keep your head down, let that follow through happen, and just let it do what it's meant to do naturally. It was such a joy. It was to pay honor to Jack in that way. Like it was sort of like anytime anything happens with dads, it's just, you know, Brown has it's all sort of like together or whatnot. Yeah. But it was truly, truly beautiful. So that was it was a great storyline.
Agree. Are either of you guys golfers?
Like not a golfer, but I will go out and play. I'm better with an iron than I am a wood. And so maybe with my kids, I may learn how to take a few more lessons and do it. Are you good?
I'm better with wood.
Are you really?
I am a golfer.
Okay.
It's a bricked wood.
I don't currently golf. I grew up golfing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My grandmother taught me and my dad and my brother how to play.
Your grandmother?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
She was this incredible golfer, golfed almost every day when she still could. And she had this like abbreviated arthritis stroke that she would 150 yards straight down the middle every time.
Really?
You know, just 150 yards straight, always down the middle, always down the middle, always down the middle. And she taught us how to play. And I played a lot growing up and then moved to Chicago or New York and just like didn't keep up with it. I play now once in a while.
Okay.
But I don't tell enough people that I play. So people are always going golfing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'd like to go golf with them. I guess I should probably tell them that I
play golf. This is a PSA right
we should
now.
do it one day. Yeah.
Invite Sully to your
for anyone
golf
listening.
game.
For anyone listening.
Anyone.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Do.
We'll go to Penmar.
It was great.
And play with Huertas.
Okay. I bet Huertas is good. I bet he's good.
Because he's good at everything.
He's good at everything. Yeah. He's that dude. Shall we talk about Kev and Nicky and Cassidy?
Yes.
This is a lot of fun.
They're really cute together.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
This little threesome.
Yeah. Where am I with this? Kev and Nicky. Kev is stalking Zoe online, right? He's just sort of like looking at her Instagram or whatnot. She seems like she's dating this dude or whatnot. He shows it to Uncle Nick. He's like, oh yeah, they're definitely knocking boots, etc. And Kev winds up saying for the first time, like, everything here sucks. That's my problem. So the woods are starting to get to him just a little bit, right? He thought he wanted the simple life. It turns out that the simple life is a little too simple for our boy, right?
Yeah.
But he's sticking around. Was this new information? I don't think we knew this before. Sticking around for Nicky's court hearing. Did we know that before?
Not specifically.
Okay.
But we knew he had one coming up and Kevin's the one who paid his bond, right?
Yes.
Which technically means he's responsible.
Yeah, okay. I guess so.
For him,
for showing up.
Sure.
Possibly. I'll go with that.
I think.
Sure.
And also I think, like you said, the codependent
version
of him.
He's keeping himself busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what did he say? It's for a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a cause. I'm
Yeah.
a person. So it was just like a little peek inside Kevin's
There you
brain.
go.
Yeah.
He's around, but he's getting a little tired of the place, and they're getting a little sort of fed up with each other too. Kev and Cassidy, they're at the gym. Kev's doing pull-ups, looking strong, etc. And she, let me tell you something. If a woman, this is pure ego, pure machismo, comes up and spots me, like, here you go, big guy.
No, you got it.
You'd be like, what? I was doing just fine, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, boom. And he turns around and looks at her, he's like, oh, shit. He's like, you need help with the pull-ups? And she's like, nope. And old Jen Morrison is like,
Boom.
I got this, baby.
Yeah.
Don't even worry.
Yeah. How many you need me to do on camera?
Yeah.
You see my back muscles? Cool.
It was great.
Kevin is impressed as one of the gym employees promptly delivers him his usual protein shake order.
Yeah.
Bench side,
That's
which
right.
is unusual and
Nobody
flirtatious.
comes to you.
Yeah.
But it's Kevin Pearson. You know what
that's
I'm saying? So he's the man.
And Cassidy points out that she wrote her number on the cup.
Yeah.
She did indeed.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
As
That's
if that doesn't
interesting.
happen to him every day.
Yeah.
She said something about the state of the divorce in this conversation, but I can't remember exactly what she said. But, clearly things aren't great.
It
right?
started out, she went and talked with him. It started out good, and then
Yeah.
it got heated and she lost her temper.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Then now we see, is Kev on a date? He goes on a date.
Yeah.
After he says, I'm not going to use this number because it is not advisable for the recovery.
I will add that they, Cassidy and Kevin were chatting about, I think he brings up the fact that he just broke up with someone and she's dating somebody else.
That's right.
And why
Zoe.
did they break
Right,
up?
right,
and
right,
he was
right.
like, because I wanted kids and she didn't.
Yes.
She was like, you want kids? Like,
Yeah.
I think that was like a total revelation
She was
for
surprised.
her. Very surprised.
Yeah.
So I'll just put that because I feel like that's relevant to.
Agreed.
Which also she makes good points about like, you're not acting like you want kids.
Yeah,
Right.
you're out in the middle of the woods with your uncle helping him with his sobriety,
Yeah.
living in a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not getting any younger.
Yeah. And so then the next thing we see, he winds up going on a date with Red, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like they're sort of hitting it off, sort of, flirtatious or whatnot. The date continues, and he's talking about, I don't see myself in a small town. I don't know what really is going on here. And she's like, well, there's not a lot to do here except for
Do drugs and have sex.
Yeah. And she's like, and I don't do drugs. And you're like, oh shit, that's very forward, young lady. He's like, all I do is knock these boots. And he's like, well, am I gonna knock these boots or not, right? So it turns out they're about to go back to the new trailer, and little wow, except Cassidy is there waiting for him. And she's like, sorry, I thought you'd be alone. And it turns out he sends Red home.
Right. Oh, this is where they talk about how it went with her husband, right?
Is this
That's
where
why she's there?
Well, it still is. I don't think.
Yes. Talking about an argument with her husband, Ryan.
You might be right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where it happens.
Not at the gym.
Not at the gym.
Not at the gym. All good. And so sends her away, talking about that argument, right? And it looks like, are they about to knock boots? Like they're getting all up in each other's face and et cetera. And then it turns out they kiss. It's a nice little kiss. She breaks it off and she's like, sorry, gotta go. Something like that, right? And
she
so
goes to walk away.
She goes to walk away. So we're like, oh man, I thought Boots was about to get knocked.
Yeah.
Just turns out to be a kiss, right? So then later in the episode,
How do you knock boots?
so it's the
Knock,
motion that you make.
Oh.
Knock.
It
Got
usually
it.
happens from
Like
like
from your feet banging
missionary.
together?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
It's a missionary thing. And it's just like, because,
Okay. No. Okay. Sorry I asked.
is that cool?
Sorry for that visual.
That's cool. Kevin, Nicky,
So yeah,
and Trey.
you put two boots, one on each hand, and then
And you just
and
knock
There
them.
it
and
is.
you just bang your elbows
No,
together.
it's on her feet.
No,
Was I not clear?
Kevin finds Uncle Nicky like raiding his refrigerator.
He's
He's making a sandwich.
Yeah, and it's
middle of the night.
It's Kev's shirt off or whatnot. Looks like he's asleep. He's like, could you knock or something like that? It's like, no. What did Nicky say? He's like,
you
what?
got cold cuts.
Yeah.
It's only a certain generation that refers to it as fresh cold cuts.
Yeah. It was appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cold cuts.
And it turns out he goes back to the bedroom part of the trailer, and there's a naked Cassidy in bed, covered up in sheets, and they did knock boots. Yeah. I like a good
Or at least slap toes.
Slap toes.
I like a misdirect. I really do.
I enjoy it so much.
Nobody does it better than This Is Us.
Because I was like, I thought I called it. I was like, they're about to hit. And it's like, oh, she left. They did hit. Yeah.
You were right. What you were feeling.
Yeah. Careful on the boot.
I feel like this sets us up great. You know, we're like, what, a third of the way through the season now?
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, like the track that is being laid for the rest of the season and where things are going is, you know.
Yeah.
Exciting.
It is.
Thrilling.
Titillating, as they say.
There's, because I remember a couple of things that are coming up, right? Like this dinner with Mr. Lawrence, I think is fun.
I remember.
Don't.
Oh, I do.
I mean, I remember there was a dinner, but I don't remember what it was about.
You're part of it.
It gets heated.
There's some fun that's coming that way. Like no more golf. Like that was just a one-off sort of thing, but a really beautiful thing in terms of his father trying to give him something that he didn't have for himself.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, really cool. The Toby was just the piano. Was that what that came in? But the piano is cool.
No. It was the sex.
It was the sex. Yeah. Oh, that was last episode.
Yeah.
It was sex. And we talked a lot about sex.
Which I refer to as the piano.
There you go.
Toby and the piano.
It is one of those things like that you have to be, what is it? Like, if you're not on the same page, you got to be at least in the same chapter. Like, because like you said, Mandy, it's like, it's a part that is easily overlooked when there are other things that are seemingly more important. But it is important.
Yeah. Oh, it's very important.
Right? And sometimes we have a way of reducing it as if it's just recreation. But connection, intimacy, like that is crucial.
Foundational.
Foundational even. And it's like, yes, but these kids are the most important thing. And yes, one of the most important things that you can give your children are a loving, connected mother and father. Yeah. Parents.
Yeah.
Dad, mom, two people. If you like thruples or quads, I don't care. A loving,
caring thruple.
There you go. Whatever the
That's
loving,
more parents.
Whatever
the
loving,
caring nature of the union is, because we are modeling what love looks like for them.
Yes.
Right? And you don't want to model neglect.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
On either side of
it. If you love someone, treat them this way.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
A good reminder.
Yeah. It's a good episode. It's a good episode. I enjoyed it. We took a break from Douchebag, but he will come back strong.
Oh, he'll be back. Fear not.
They always do.
Yep.
They always douchebag. Dum-ba-da-dum-ba-da-dum fan segment.
We're going to take a quick break. Be back with the fan segment. Stay tuned for more That Was Us.
It's time for one of our favorite parts of the show, our fan segment.
Yeah.
So to all of our listeners who've been sending beautiful emails and voicemails, thank you.
Yes.
And also, it is really hard to pick just one.
I know. Today, our listener, Perpetua, said that she's been watching This Is Us since the very beginning. Our producers read her email where she shared a heartfelt story about why Jack and Randall's relationship has always been so meaningful to her and what her own experience has been like searching for belonging.
Listen, we can't wait to hear from her directly. So you know what I think we should just do? I think we should give her a call and hear her story. Well, how about that, gang?
Agreed. Let's do it.
Beep, boop, beep, boop,
Bring her up, producers.
Hello.
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 Is this
That did not go well. Sorry.
Perpetua? Is that how we say your name?
That is how you say my name.
What a beautiful name.
Girl.
Thank you.
How are you? Oh,
I'm doing really well.
Just in case you didn't know, this is Sterling Brown
And Christopher Sullivan.
And Mandy Moore.
Yeah, we don't want to just randomly take it for granted that you knew who we were, so we should introduce ourselves.
And we've been meaning to call you about your car's warranty.
Okay, Perpetua, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying the first day of fall.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
you
Happy
are.
solstice, everyone.
Where are you in the world today?
I am in Boston, so
That's a real
I get
fall.
to enjoy the really quintessential fall
Heck
season.
yeah.
Good
I
for
like
you.
that.
I'm so jealous. That sounds delightful.
Listen, we hear that in episode 406,
406.
known as The Club, that you have a particular sort of connection between the storyline regarding Jack and Randall. And we were wondering if you could speak to that connection here on our podcast.
Yeah, I'd love to. So I find the relationship that Randall and Jack share to be really beautiful, and I love the depth that their relationship has and the depth that you and Milo brought to each character and all the other actors who played Randall, because I think that the things that make them different are also juxtaposed against what they share in common, and it allows them to keep seeing each other and growing. So in this episode, I loved to see Jack take Randall to the golf course and introduce him to something that was kind of a vehicle for opening some more doors in his life, because lots of important decisions can often be made on a golf course. And Jack was also trying to relate to Randall and some of the insecurities that he felt. And when he fell short, he didn't leave it there. He was willing to repair that moment and recognize that he didn't see Randall for a moment and try again. And it gave Randall, this really awesome tool that he could keep in his back pocket to save for a rainy day. I just love that. Like, it's a minor twist, but it tugs my heart every time. And I feel like it feels like all the characters are just like real people. And it just makes me think how wonderful it would have been to have more of those moments with Jack and Randall if Jack had survived the fire.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You boiled that down quite well. I'm curious for you in terms of your point of connection. Are you feeling more like Jack? Are you feeling more like Randall? Or are you feeling a little bit like both of them?
I think I feel more like Randall.
Okay.
Randall was somebody who was always trying to find where he belonged. And sometimes even in his family, for obvious reasons like his skin color, but also just his personality, that he wasn't always fitting in with what Kate and Kevin were up to.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
You don't say.
Shocking.
Also, him just being a lot.
Yeah.
So then, you see that throughout the whole series, all these different ways that he's trying to fit in and also make a difference and make his mark. And I'm not an adoptee. I grew up within my biological family, but my parents are immigrants from the Caribbean, from Haiti. And so it meant that I think the challenge that many kids of immigrants will experience is that of like wondering how much to fit in, to assimilate, and how much of their own cultures and ethnicities they hold on to and pass on. So sometimes I would find myself straddling two worlds and bringing too much of one world into one space and then too much of the other into another. And that was just how I was received.
Yeah.
And therefore that's how I felt. And I'm, in my mid-30s now, and I feel like I am finally starting to embrace all of the things that made me me.
Yes, ma'am. Even
if some of it was didn't feel totally acceptable to one group or to another. And as Randall goes on that journey too, like, I can't spoil it for all the people who are watching in real time, but especially in season 5 and 6, he gets to really confront his own personal history and kind of integrate all of that into his life and stop feeling like he's lost and start feeling more like he belongs to himself. And that's how I'm starting to feel too.
Wow.
Good for you,
Yes.
Perpetua. You're making me smile, girl.
Yeah, same. And that's such like a beautiful distillation of the show and being able to relate it back to your own life. Like, wow.
Was there any sort of, do you feel like it's just a matter of time and acceptance? Did you have any sort of inciting incident? Is like, you know what, instead of compartmentalizing myself in such a way or being something for someone else's benefit, I need to be me in order to have full access to the happiness and joy that I think I'm allowed in this world? Was there something that happened, or do you feel it's just like something that naturally
just occurred,
is
right?
occurring
like,
over time?
Yeah.
I think it was both.
Okay.
For one, around the time that the show premiered, I met my husband.
Yeah, you did. Come on now.
We were we rolled in the same spaces. We met at church.
We have a picture of you guys up right now. What is your husband's name?
His name is Matt.
Hi,
cute
Matt.
little
You guys
Matt.
are such a beautiful couple.
Look at
those
cute
smiles.
little
Oh my God,
people.
such a good picture.
Gorgeous. Okay. So you met during the show at church, you and Matt.
Yeah, and I think we both share this trait of being very reserved with the truest parts of ourselves, waiting for like the right people to share that with.
Yeah.
And when I was fortunate enough to get a glimpse, I felt like I really wanted to have the chance to reciprocate with him. So we set off on the long journey of will they, won't they, and finally got together.
Oh, they will.
But yes, will.
They did.
And we got married last year after being together for about 7 years. And especially in our first year of marriage, it's been like just constantly remembering that the gift that it is to have somebody in your life who sees you and wants to and is not afraid to admit when they have fallen short in that, just like with Jack and Randall. And it's also given me the opportunity to learn that, because sometimes I would think I was like really good at doing that.
Yeah.
And then learn in the moment that I needed to be a little better about accepting when I didn't see him fully and apologizing and being willing to start over. I assimilated into a lot of white culture when I was young, and some people think, oh, it's inevitable that you were going to marry a white husband. But I think the type of person that he is, no matter who that soul belonged to, that's what would have made the difference. And I'm just really glad it was Matt.
Yes, you can tell them to kiss your ass. I didn't marry. Just like, I married Matt. That's my dude, man. Congratulations.
Wow, yeah, congrats. What an evolved human you are, Perpetua. I feel I was like, can
seriously.
I just like call you for life advice? Because you seem to have so much figured out.
That's
Well,
pretty
I,
good.
like, I don't have anything to say. What am I going to say?
I will also
Let
add, like, if you
Perpetua
want to put a little stank on when people say, like, oh, you've assimilated to white culture or whatnot, you could tell them to kiss your black ass, and then that would sort of like give them a little point counterpoint.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted, homie. Dude, thank you so much for emailing in. Thank you for making time to talk to us today.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
Touches, you're a beautiful soul, and thank you for everything. Thank you for being you, and the best of luck to you and Matt and your journey in love. You guys are beautiful. I can't wait to hear more from you. Hopefully you'll hit us back later as life progresses.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure to chat with you. I love listening to the podcast, and I can't wait for this app.
Aww.
We appreciate you.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
You have a blessed rest of the day.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye. Petra.
What a lovely human she is.
I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, I know.
She's-
It's like sometimes you just get to observe and listen.
There you go.
She
You
said
heard it. You heard her.
early 30s or whatnot. She's ahead of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's an old soul.
Yeah, yeah.
She's ahead of
For
me.
sure.
She's doing well. It's been another wonderful episode of That Was Us with you two beautiful people, guys.
I love spending time with you guys.
It's always a pleasure. Guys,
Yeah.
listen, to our listeners, to our viewers here on YouTube and
Spotify.
Spotify, you know what? Subscribe. Tell a friend.
Support our sponsors.
Support our sponsors.
That's a big one. That's how we pay
we're
for
able
all
to
of
keep
That's
the
how we keep
lights
this ship
on.
righted, as it were.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got a chance, please do that. It's our joy to be here and to share the show with you and just to share life with you. And for me personally, to share life with you guys.
Yeah, amen.
I love you all very much. It's a big love affair going on here. And I hope you guys feel it as we speak it into existence. So why don't you look at your camera? Tell the name of the show, Big Dog.
That Was Us.
That Was Us is filmed at Rabbit Grin Studios and produced by Rabbit Grin Productions. Music by Taylor Goldsmith and Griffin Goldsmith.
Da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum. That was us.